Hey guys, it's your boy Dim3D here, back with another video on Blade and Soul. This one is going to be a Soul Fighter PvP review. I don't really play this class that much, and I know a lot of people really don't, but I thought I would make a video on it anyways since I have played it in the past. I've had a lot of time playing with it and I've practiced with it, so I feel pretty confident to be able to do good on this class for a little while I have it, you know, because I like to delete and get my characters back when I get bored. But we're going to be talking about the basics of Soul Fighter, pretty much, just like every other video, and like what counters it, what really doesn't counter, and what it counters, and like the main skills and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to hop into one of these matches real quick. I'm going to spectate, I'm going to show you the skill list, and I'm going to show you pretty much the main things that this class can do, or should do. So the first two skills that you're gonna want instantly is knockdown on a Howling Blast. You're always gonna want knockdown on that skill. Speccing anything else is pretty much pointless. There's no point in it. The next two skills that you want to always spec is pretty much always pull enemy on Froststorm and Airborne on Displace, and always lightning fist stun, and basically always the first stage of Chi Burst, because of the whole death bonus that it gives. It's not even about the HP bonus at that point, it's about the death bonus and all that kind of stuff. So those are the main skills that you want to spec. If you're a little more higher tier, you can start specing other things for other skills, like Frost Nova. You don't always have to spec Daze, but it's usually preferred. You can start specing things like KD sometimes towards spin classes, but it's not really, like I said, preferred towards the higher rankings. The Ice Coil also does it sometimes because of the Chi level increase, but it's also, again, not really preferred. I like to spec Stun Ground Ripple because it's just easier to, you know, tech on your combo. With that, some people in higher tiers use knockback for a lot of things, and they use that in combo with the Howling Blast so that they can get easy knockback damage and all that kind of stuff. But I don't really like to do that because I like to just go straight in for the kill. I don't really like to take my time. So I'm going to get to the point where what classes it should beat and what classes it should not beat. I'm going to go look at this list right here really quick, and I'm going to go down and look at each one. And I'm going to say pretty much counters or does not counter. Now, I don't really play this class enough to know 100% what it does and does not counter, but I know for sure the classes that it at least should counter. So, let's see. Blade Master can do hella damage. I would still give that maybe like a 60-40 or a 70-30 in favor of Soul Fighter. So Soul Fighter should win that matchup realistically. Kung Fu Master, it's pretty much like a 90 or a 90-10 or an 80-20 in favor of the Soul Fighter. Force Master, I'm pretty sure it loses, but I don't know because I really never see that matchup. Destroyer and Blade Dancer specifically, it should beat just because of the Howling Blast combo. Like I said, that skill alone is just really strong since it knocks the enemies down and it blocks all of their defensive skills. So it's not really easy for anybody to get out of that without actually putting themselves in a really desperate situation to live. You know, and they're gonna screw up. It's really easy to tech chase too. Sin counter Soul Fighter. Summoner, I've seen 50-50-ish depending on how each player plays, but Soul Fighter can really mess up Summoner if they root a lot. Warlock, they lose to, as far as I'm aware. And Gunslinger, it's like maybe a 40-60 or a 30-70 in favor of the Gunner, as far as I'm aware. So, I mean, I'm only bronze right now. That's because I just got my character back. So, I'm going to play 2 or 3 matches. And it's not really going to be good against good people. So, don't really expect much. But I'm going to pretty much show you the basic combos that you should know if you're trying to get started. So the first one is the instant approach knockdown. It's a pretty fast ping required combination if you want to do it instantly, so people don't understand like what the hell just happened. So you activate this self-defense chi, and then instantly use Lightning Fist, and then as soon as you get next to the target, if they're not resisting, by the way, which Blade Dancer is a good idea for this since they're always spinning and they resist everything, use your self-defense chi, use Lightning Fist, and then use Howling Blast. That'll instantly approach them, give you 5 resists, and you get to knock them down, and they can't use defensive skills. Then all you have to do after that is use your leg sweep or tuck chase with ground ripple, and as long as you're able to hit it, you're able to get them perfectly. So the start on this usually is changing to force stance mid-air in order to stun the opponent in the opener. I'm going to do a backstep in the air here, see if I can get him. Here's the aerial combo that I was talking about. I was using my stun and my... Okay, now watch. Now I'm going to use my self-defense chi. He has a resist on, so I'm going to hit that resist. I instantly approach him, hit my 2, and now he's on the ground. Use my ground ripple to restun him because I spec stun on that. And he's dead. It pretty much always forces their tab, or it does like a 70% combo, depending on what they want. Now, it's risky for them to not tab that, because if somebody does that before they even aerial in ice stance, it's going to be a pretty big issue, because the aerials in ice alone can be like a 60% combo. So here I'm gonna change stances in midair, and then stun him as soon as his thing goes away, and then I'm gonna aerial. No, this guy isn't really good, so he's not really a good example. But the combo pretty much goes like that. He resisted it, obviously. I don't know how. I think he used an iframe or something. Well, clearly he used an iframe because that's what resisted, but that's what you're supposed to do. All of my keybinds are changed to different keys, so when you see the keys on my taskbar compared to yours, they're not going to be the same no matter what, because literally all of my keys are changed. So don't really take into consideration what letters are on my skills, because I do use Q as my 1. So I do counter with Q, yes. A lot of people just counter with 1. I think I just dropped frames right there in the lobby. This should be a lot better since I'm fighting a silver BD now. Hopefully I can do a different combo. Now, another thing that you can actually do against BD is use the Earth build. Now, what that gives you different from this build is King Fist, the Gravity Well, I can't remember what it's called, and Ripple Punch. And a Ripple Punch is the R&B. It replaces Snowball. Burning Tundra gets replaced with the Gravity Well. Now, what that does is constantly pulls them in, and you just get to spam R&B, and it does not parry or anything. And it's perfect for a class like that. So, you know, like, I keep getting noobs and stuff, so it's not really easy for you to kind of understand what's going on, because there's not really much competition going on, but you can at least kind of see the basics of the constant combos that I'm doing. Let's see if I can do this. See, there's the aerial, and then wait for them to roll, or they're not going to roll. And instant 100-0. Just because after my stun, I hit him with the Howling Blast, and since he already tapped, he's not going to be able to get up because he's being hit. It would stop his get up, and it also blocks him from ground countering because and he just said reported. And what it does is it blocks him from using ground counter because it blocks defensive skills for 4 seconds. You can see it on the last line on the skill page right there. So this is going to be the last match. I want to thank you guys for watching. Try to pay attention to this match and see what I do differently. For this one specifically, I'm going to be speccing iframe counter. You cannot get the iframe in this counter on stage 3 unless if you have the Hong Moon skill for it. It's very important that you get these Hong Moon skills because they're very great for this class. Now you see what I did there was I rooted him in place. He could not move. Now what he could have done, he could have SS'd, which I think he SS'd or not. No, he did not SS. He could have SS'd. He could have TD'd, which would have been a big waste, and got his Bastion back, which is his 5-hit resist. Or he could have thrown down Sanctum. I wouldn't have been able to hit him, but since my Froststorm chills people and roots them in place, it would have still been hitting him, just not my R&B. So it wouldn't have done as much damage, but it still would have done damage. Now see what I did there in order to bait him was oh man. I threw out my counter in the air before trying to CC him in the air. Now what that did was forced him to use his Bastion because he thought that I was going to re-rush him again to try to do the same thing that I did first round, which was spam Lightning Fist to try to get the opener off because he wasn't in the air. So I abused the fact that he was not going in the air and used the ground hit first because it has a lower CD than my force stance had on my C stun. My C stun obviously is the Glacial Beam or whatever it's called for Soul Fighter. So I abused the fact that he thought that I was going to do it again. Instead, I baited his Bastion so he would get in combat, then ran away, waited for the timer to go up, then ran back and Lightning Fisted him again. But what I did, which was the main thing, was I knew that in the air, he would throw Tether at me. Now, that is a targeted attack. That is not a projectile, and that is not an overhead CC. So I was able to counter it. You can still counter projectiles, but it's not considered a projectile, but it was still a targeted attack, which is an attack that you can counter. So I countered that, gave me 1 second iframe, or 1.5 seconds, I'm not sure how long the counter iframe is, but it gave me an iframe, and with that iframe, he thought that he had hit me. So I let go of my air, hit my E button to Lightning Fist him, and then started my combo all over again. Now, the thing is, when Warlock tabs, you're not able to target them, really, so what I did to counter that was I used a free ranged attack, which was my Ankle Biter or my Ground Ripple or my Daze in Force Stance, and any of those skills, honestly, can push somebody out of an animation, or even Repulse, or I think it's Repulse. Let me go look. Which is my E, which is the combo button that aerials people after they're in a CC state. Displace. So you could use Displace, you could use Ground Ripple, you could use, can't really see in those skills because those are the only trainable ones. Leg Sweep, not Glacial Beam. Where is it? There's one more, I think. What is this? Oh, that's the super OP skill. Okay. But anyways, you can use any of those free range attacks, and it'll stop Warlocks from going into animation and doing things like summoning their Thrall, which will stall time, and then in that time that they're trying to get the Thrall back up again, you'll have another skill that you can use, and then by then they'll be on the ground and CC'd, and you'll be able to kill them pretty easily. So, anyways, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this small Soul Fighter gameplay video. I know that I don't really PvP a lot on these classes and make any videos really, but I'm gonna start probably making some PvP videos from like Twitch clips or something like that. You know, see if I can get some pretty nice stuff going on, but I don't really plan on it, to be honest. Maybe I'll just do it if I just happen to get some pretty nice kills and just want to show it. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Playing my little mobile game here. I'm probably going to make another video. I think I still need to make a Blade Master and then at least KFM. I'm pretty sure there's the last two classes that I want to do. And then that's going to be it for the PvP review series. But anyways, before I end this video off, my scale of 1 to 10 for this class, I'm going to rate this class. I'm going to give it about a 5 or 6 out of 10. This class can kill some pretty big hitters. BD, which is a small issue for a lot of classes, it can kill that pretty easily. It can kill Destroy pretty easily, which is one of the top classes right now. And it can kill BM, which is one of the craziest classes in the game right now. It actually has the most CCs and the longest CC durations. So I'd rank this somewhere around the middle, you know. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.